with us and ask questions about what you want to see, what kind of questions you had during the show, and so on. So, without further ado, first introduce you to the Duck Camp Dinners crew, which is right there on the screen. I'm going to let them introduce themselves later. But this is those are some of the main characters you've seen on the three episodes so far of series 1, and they're going to be on there for the next 3 coming up on this season. So, but really, these guys are on camera and I've been on camera. And we're talking about food and duck hunting and so on. The main man right here, the guy behind the lens, the guy behind the computer, chopping it all up, mixing it up, making us look good and like upstanding citizens, is my man. Got your back. Is my man Daniel Bagby from Richmond, Virginia, with Split Reed Media House, and he has just been rock solid. And people comment on and on and on. They love the show, but the thing I hear the most is that darn production is so good. It's so professional, so clean, crisp. Yeah. The storytelling, the narration, and all that, and that's all really due to that guy right here. Now, Daniel is going to moderate this session. It's a lot like I'm sure, as you guys see now, has been with us for a good amount of time over the course of days, back when we were shooting this, and he's going to moderate us, and hopefully he can.
I had to close out every other thing. Like, I had to close out the web browsers as soon as I made them live, just so I could run it. And it's still saying I'm at above 95% of my thing, but it's not peaking out. So.
Well, yeah, I appreciate that. It's been a heck of an experience,
My software automatically records. They clean past all this. So even if they keep talking, I'll just spit it out after the fact. Because we could have done this an hour ago.
Meet John Paul for the first time right before the shoot, and then to go down there and meet these guys at the boat landing. Spend 6 days on a floating houseboat in the bayou with 10 guys basically that I had never met, and it's just been a hell of an experience. And I appreciate all of you guys for making this just so fun. Y'all welcomed me right in, and our camera crew, and it's just been a blast. But without further ado, I want to invite everybody who is watching this to send us your questions. Let us know if there's anything you want to know about the show, any behind the scenes, anything about hunting in Louisiana, or anything about the show in general. But to get to these guys, how did you all meet? How long have y'all known each other? How long have y'all been hanging out at that duck camp? How long has that thing been floating there? Jay, that sounds like a question for you.
We all met in college a long time ago, 15 years ago. All formed our friendship from there. That float camp's been in that location, the one in the show. And we pretty much go every weekend during duck season, just kind of how y'all see. One thing about the show that we really did was that's really what we do every weekend. But that's what let us do, and that's really how we spend our camp, hanging out with our best friends, telling stories, drinking beer, having a good time. Good. You cooking? Swamp block. Got it, Brian.
Now this is on the YouTube comment here. Just want to make sure all the audio is good before we keep going. Right, good? All right, I'm not getting any comment from them. Sounds like good. I know it was kind of a wild experience for me meeting you guys. You guys, I mean, inviting a camera crew into your lifestyle for 6 days. What was that experience like for y'all? You wasn't ready.
Pretty aggravating, to be honest. Do it again. Do it again.
To us. You know, that's all I. That's it. 6 days. 6 days and 9 hours, bud.
Yeah, it was definitely humbling to let other people outside of our normal world to experience what we love to do and the way that y'all gravitated to it. And it was just great to meet you guys, and hope y'all get to come down every year and do the same thing.
Jay was over his limit that weekend, the amount of people he could invite, so just saying.
I'm always over my limit lately.
Live life on 11, Jay.
Thanks.
Just looking to see real quick if we got any questions. A lot of people checking in on Facebook right now, man. Of course, we got Louisiana. We checking in. Where
There's one.
Mikey, where are you guys at now? What parish are y'all in, and what establishment are y'all at now?
So we're in Terrebonne Parish. We're at Bike Terrebonne. We thank these guys for allowing us. People are the end. You know, I missed one hunt. You know, you miss them all. I missed one. I didn't get to hunt with you. It's your bad, by the way. Sunday morning, I had to make a load back to the dock to get you guys camera.
Well, we got up in episode 4, so looking forward to it.
All right.
A little more air.
Yeah. You know, the air heat, that's, you know, I've been getting a lot of comments on that.
What was it? Shoot?
Whatever that is, that is.
Game in the bayou. Hunt.
Honest with you, there's nothing in particular. We just, we love all seafood in a sense.
Besides the bologna snatcher.
We just cooked up some squirrel last night. It was delicious. So whatever we get our hands on, man.
That's the biggest problem.
Southern green is. The man, the myth, the legend.
Horse meat.
Not a green here.
Duck camp dinners. what's been the best part to give a voice to? You know, what's your favorite part about the story? I mean, my favorite part of the story is knowing that for years of all the time going to this duck camp, I always knew it was a special. Still feel really fortunate to have friends that invite. The story of a place that I've come to love and admire, and with friends that I care for deeply. So, you know, talking about waterfowl hunting and duck hunting, I could do all day. Talking about cooking and duck hunting, I could do. For years, I've known it's a special place, and I felt fortunate. But I also felt like there should be more people that should know about places like this. And it's fortunate. I feel hunting with these guys every weekend during the season. That's a no-brainer. That's as fun as it gets. Better tell the rest of the world about places like this, about this duck camp or any other duck camp for that matter, is probably you know one of.
If he was crying, and I knew that 36 years later, still doing our thing.
Do you think Chef could tell this story of Louisiana Bayou without you?
No, he can't do nothing without me. He can do some things without me, and I'm glad I'm not part of those.
Chef's the chef, and he's the one telling the story and doing the cooking and all that, but it's really like Cajun cooking doesn't happen alone. You know, I see Junior over there making roux peas, and the night before Jay's making the roux, you know, and Jesse's over there working on some onions all the time. Cooking and just like how it goes down, and you know how it happens at the camp.
Well, I watch them cook and I eat. So we'll move on.
I mean, it all basically starts with a concept of what you want to eat for that weekend. So we kind of get in the group text and come up with a game plan. Desserts, who's on sides, who's on main dishes, and a lot of, I mean,
You know, we don't go to the camp or hang out at each other's house and eat ham sandwiches. You know, cooking brings us together. It's a part of our entire night. It's a part.
I mean, it's we all grew up doing the same thing, and I mean, the style is just Southern style, and we all grew up in those lifestyles, being able to cook like that. So whenever we cook at the camp, I can walk away from the pot, or whoever's stirring the pot can walk away from it, knowing that somebody's right there is going to watch it to make sure it doesn't burn, or if it needs seasoning.
So that's the thing, I guess, is why we do it as a group, because everybody takes their turn of, you know, when we're doing other stuff, your best friend's got your back. I guess that's the best part about it, right?
Yeah. You need a good DJ.
Yeah.
Gotta have some good music playing.
Music's key.
Camp Brown Onions without Swamp Pop.
Yeah, that's right.
Soundtrack that we've been putting in the episodes. It's all local Cajun artists from Louisiana. So we're trying to support those guys, and Chef has been really instrumental in getting those contacts.
of this thing, the goal is to make it authentic, and the goal is to make it feel as much like these guys you're seeing on screen here. And in my opinion, the best way to do that is music. So, soundtrack. If y'all know any other Cajun artists too, if there's love to take a listen.
Yeah, I just want a quick shout out to Junior Lacrosse, Horace Strahan, and Nunk New, and Bobby Richard from 94.9 to Gumbo for hooking, just being such. And like Daniel said, if y'all have anybody, that y'all know of that maybe might be a good fit for the show, drop them in the comments.
Speaking of music, Mikey, we got a comment here that says your air guitar was out of tune. Might want to.
That conversation's. What's that?
I said Junior Lacrosse was.
And you're just trying to make you look
you were in.
Yeah, I was definitely there. No doubt. I'm always there. Don't put Junior Lacrosse on the map. Don't.
Blakely, we got a request over here to check your pulse.
He got a good, strong pulse.
Calibrated. So.
So quick question, who do y'all think is the best shot at the camp?
Ooh.
That's an argument that I don't think we need to have on camera.
I'm not gonna
Next.
Next.
Wasn't even me missing.
Yeah.
I think
The camera had him nervous.
we might have a sleeper in Sean over there.
It's the guy to my left.
Chef and Lee, y'all let me know if y'all see any questions come in that we
I have about 3 people I know who probably wanted to ask that question.
I say it.
what happened was
What had happened was we had a bottle of celery salt that we were cooking white beans at the camp, and a little too much beer in the beans. And
And listen, guys, instead of taking some of the celery salt out, he just stirred it right in. And
I wasn't calibrated.
yeah, there were some salty beans for sure. Thank you for that question, Willie.
You're riding in the bathroom on the
And I don't know. I mean, at the camp, I don't know if we can come to a consensus on what's our favorite meal. I don't know what mine would be, but I'd be interested to hear what y'all's are.
It's easy. Whatever one another else is paying for. Papa.
Oh,
He likes every meal.
Camp meal's gotta be duck over rice. Has to be.
I'm going with gumbo on a cold day. That's what I'm going with.
I know them Debbie cakes are pretty awesome at about one.
I'm just saying. Chocolate milk.
Yeah. They had other
We're not gonna
sides.
talk about that one.
Yeah, we didn't eat them white beans. We ate the rice.
It's typically on Debbie duty. Who's got the cakes when you're at the grocery store?
Well, that's pretty clear to see. It's not any of the skinny guys.
Hold up, hold up.
Yeah.
They all and the ones that don't cook, you gotta bring some dessert.
I bring ice and gas.
I'm a big Little Debbie fan at the camp. It's the only time I really eat Little Debbie's. But I smoke them over there, bro. It don't matter what's on the donut.
About it, just gets to go to the snack rack.
That's my favorite thing, too, man. I don't know.
My nickname for JP at the camp is Snacks.
Yeah, I mean, look, I got something in my hand, and I'm eating it basically at all times there. That is disgusting, and that's all I'm gonna say. At least it's not Vienna sausage.
Y'all got nothing left, and y'all come shaking for one of my cans. Just remember what y'all said. Y'all ain't getting none. Because half of these people on this deck done ate something in hard times, but they don't want to talk about it now.
How many cans of Vienna?
If they don't want none, you get 3, you know?
Or 4.
Yeah. But these boys right here, they eat them. Everybody wants to hate on me.
I grew up eating that.
Nope.
You can tell the people come from money. We did. We grilled them. We grilled them the other night.
I'm a jalapeno guy.
Bush and St. Mary's.
We grilled them the other night.
Yeah, we grilled them. So we grilled them on the open fire.
It was real cold. It had
Guess
the
what?
gelatin on top.
A Vienna sausage kissed by the flame of fire. It was pretty good.
On a Vienna?
What was that?
What kind of seasonings do you put on your Viennas?
Nothing.
Raw,
Del Natural.
raw.
They come. So good you don't chew. Oysters and Viennas are the same food category.
It's gonna gross you out if you chew.
All right, we got a couple questions here. Let's see. First question: any of y'all ever fell in the water off the dock?
No.
Wait, hold on. I think we're getting some bad feedback.
My Jacks had my back. Nobody else came peek their head over.
Judy, tell them how you fell off.
No comment. No, don't you dare. Your version of that story. Don't you dare.
A mermaid swimming out there.
He come up. He thought it was mud on his face.
Oh, there we go. You gotta elaborate.
Right, his head peeked through the window. Hair was slicked over. Had a piece of toilet paper.
No.
Outside.
Oh man.
Don't warn me about the Bayou mud. I didn't know that.
Didn't warn you.
Nutrich is a
That
thing.
nutrient,
It's a thing.
You fell in the water.
Yeah.
Yeah, you went
Daniel.
diving with the drums. You know all about it.
Jump in. Daniel, please explain how you got wet.
Battery lifetime, and got a little low, and things started going down, and it was only about 4 feet off the water to begin with. So I had about 1 second to make a decision, and I went in. I just went running straight into my.
Hey, he got that's on the blooper reel.
Oh, we got plenty for a blooper reel. Here's a question for Chef. Are there thoughts of a season 2?
Oh man, season 2. That's I mean, the reason why we made season 1 is because we thought this place was special, and I know that there are thousands of places in the country that have similar characters and similar stories and just as good as food. Well, maybe not just as good as food. We are in South Louisiana, but great food. Chesapeake Bay or Duncan, Alaska, or Oregon, or in the Central Flyway, up and down wherever. Drop them in the comments and let us know where a great place to have a season 2 would be, because I think everybody wants to see that. I definitely want to see it, and I just think there's so definitely know that we want to, and we definitely know there's some stories to tell. It's just a matter of figuring out what story to tell, and we know there's a lot of them. So drop in the comments if you got some advice on that one.
Love it. Love it. Here's another question. What
Black too. Dogs.
most of the divers?
Flying ones. Divers is
So we got wide bills like this.
I say 15 years. Just like we said in the episode, it's changing.
We're just fortunate to have dogs this year.
Yeah, we do kill ducks.
Very fortunate.
Yeah, I mean, as far as I'm like, I mean, I get like puddle ducks are grass that they're all eating. You know, divers get a bad rep because a lot of times they eat minnows or snails or other like little swimming amphibious creatures in the water. Well, all of our diving ducks, whether it's canvasbacks or ringnecks or redheads, I don't know about bluebills or we call them doggery. I mean, again, like, yeah, you know, ringnecks, they don't like to respond to calls. They're doing something, but they sure are good to eat. At least they're good to eat down in Gibson, Louisiana.
Well, true too. But you can see at the beginning of the year the pond is full of grass. And at the end of the year the grass is gone because
And you can probably vouch for that. Coming the last weekend. Yeah, I'm sure you saw the difference.
open pond.
Man, that wasn't the only difference. I mean, there was an oil rig set up just in between the time that I left and came back a few weeks later. There was an oil rig.
That oil rig actually showed up the weekend before that and the last weekend.
Yeah. We didn't even know it was there.
So we showed up and we're going in again Friday. It's crazy.
Yeah, it's a dynamic environment for sure. next episode comes out next week. We are just taking this week off. We're actually producing these episodes live, so it's every week we're pumping them out. So we're just
plug. It'll actually be out on the 21st on Sunday at 8.
calendar guy right there.
Got the calendar popped up there, so I had to make sure Sunday was the 21st. I got my days all mixed up these days. That Jesse mentioned earlier is slow cooked ducks over with rice and gravy. And what I mean by that, look, I get this question a lot because most of the country cooks ducks to medium rare, medium. And that could be grilled or that could be pan sauteed or whatever. And that's all the bone. And what Jesse was referring to is ducks with gravy, or ducks with rice and gravy. That's what he means. He means a smothered duck that's been cooked down in a black iron pot with onions or bacon or mushrooms or all the above, and cooked down till it falls off that bone and gets tender. Then you eat that over rice. Sure, you even cook them to medium rare, medium, or you cook them till they're falling off the bone. Anything in between that medium rare, medium, fall off the bone, they're gonna be tough and wild and gamey, which is the reason a lot of people may not like waterfowl. So cook them to medium rare, medium, or cook them like the Cajuns do, down in the black iron pot. Good seasoned duck. You cook it down till it's tender with some onions, whatever you want to put in it. Eat that over some rice and make a little gravy with it. You're gonna be good to go.
And it's very simple to do. Brown your ducks, put in your onions, put everything back in and cover it with water. Cook it down till it falls off the bone. You add water and cover it and cook it, for an hour or an hour and a half until you take that cover off and check it. And if your water's still, too watery, you leave a crack in your cover, or you take the cover off and you let that water. And then a good playlist. You gotta get a little playlist. And along comes beers and white perch, a few white birds, a little white trout, a couple of air instruments, a little gills, a couple of arrows. You want to keep the library was there. Everybody was there. I've seen everybody. Oh no.
Are there any recipes that y'all cook that, that are fast? Like most of the cooking y'all do is low and slow.
I like the one Chef did with the apples. Yeah, that was good. That's fast.
Yeah, I mean that's a recipe my dad cooked for a long time. Me growing up, it's probably the duck recipe that got me really liking ducks as a young kid. And he just seared whole breasts till they were rare, let them rest, then sliced them in strips. Then he made and once that gravy got right, he just threw that sliced duck breast back in, just through. And so that duck ate like it was rare medium, but it was in this really kind of savory, slightly sweet, slightly salty kind of gravy that you ate over rice. And that's a really good way. Over live fire and a grill, and they marinate them for, a couple hours in parsley and red wine vinegar and garlic and salt and black pepper, maybe a little chili flake for like 2-3 hours, and they get a blazing hot fire. They just kind of grill fat side down, and they flip them to their medium rare, and then they slice them and eat them like that. Time is pretty quick when it comes to that style recipe.
That's the thing, when you're at the camp, you're usually not in a rush, so you have time to cook and hang out with your friends.
That's right. Speaking of time, fire this can, did it happen all at once? Did it happen in pieces?
Well, at first we had you see the show, if you look at the aerial view, the little camp in the back. We first had that, but outboard and take the truck and trailer back. And that's a long trip we made it, and that's where it's been since, and it's been a good trip.
Don't forget about the parsley can.
We're gonna call it back.
Coming in next week. Platinum member.
Chef, do you have
My family didn't grow up deer hunting out by Black and Orange Grove, but have y'all? I feel like historically there used to be deer hunting in that area. Probably when the water was lower and they had more park around, and so on and so forth. Have y'all ever heard?
People definitely do still deer hunt up there. Not around where I'm from, but people still definitely deer hunt. But I can actually say in the 3 years that our camp is where it's at location, I've never seen one deer. We spend all summers out there, I've actually personally never seen one on back. Closer to that one, yeah.
It's deer stands Orange Grove.
Yeah. And when we grew up, you had a lot more levee, you had a lot more bank, and you saw a lot of deer.
I'll go to Chad and show you there. He did on top of that. Not the area that the camp is at. Some members of the crew wanted the Orange Grove area as kids because one of their buddies had that piece back then. So some yes, some no. But mostly, for the most part, no.
And I'd say I grew up.
Orange Grove growing up. That was good.
Sean, there's a question in here that I think refers to that lease you were just talking about with your grandfather's lease. It says comment. Like what? Who does that exactly? And how long ago was that?
That was actually probably
when I was 10, 15 years old. This was in Cornerstone area, and we were basically shut out all our decoys by walking and picking up all our birds by walking, me and the cousins. And I remember that to this day. I'll never forget it. Just one of the things that stuck with me. I'm a hard-working duck hunter. He is. I give you that.
When you're young and skinny, they make you go put out the decoys and pick up the birds.
Look, Junior's out getting out.
That's all you gotta do to get his feet right now.
Yeah, he's out getting her breakfast right now. But even Junior couldn't walk back and it's
when did the nickname Bird Dog come about?
Come on. Bird Dog, 2015. I ain't going there. It's not because of, it's because he's the youngest. So we're actually, we say we don't want to. No disrespect to him, he works just as hard, if not harder than anybody else at the camp. He's actually probably the guy who does the most jobs out there just because of his size. Like none of us would get on the roof.
Some guys when you gotta have a skinny.
It's amazing. Yeah, we can't. I can't physically. At that camp and he has his own rack, and that's for a reason.
Can I get that recorded, saved for future reference, please?
It is recorded.
Ain't nothing better than a good bird dog.
I mean, man's best friend.
Whether it's human or
Oh, yeah.
That's the next question. Next.
Let's take a look at the comments here.
Get a look at this,
Bradley Dayrosh got a good question.
That's awesome. There's two guys that put their hands up for sure.
Yeah.
I mean, if it comes to lighting some coals on a barbecue pit or something like that, we can all step up. But when it comes to taking the time and doing something right, people, they do a little bit better.
I mean, we all great cooks.
Those two guys are good. And the longer you cook it, the better it's gonna taste. The more free you drink, the better it's gonna taste. Amen. He probably got some fancy, some cider and natural spice.
Whiskey and a coffee mug. All
Have you guys hunted around the country or around the world, or and I guess how does that compare to Louisiana?
Really different. Totally different. You pay for it. It's not too much. Go set up a couple land, drive with a trailer and people and do all that. But where we hunt, that's what we do. We brush the lines. We pick a spot. We scout it out. We set our own decoys out. something, you know?
Yeah, it's definitely a lot easier with boats aren't involved. You know, working on a parkland is a lot easier than maneuvering with 3 people on a boat. You know, counterweighting. You know, there's always a chance of somebody falling in, or you know, just the risk is a little higher, and you're not as quite productive being in a boat.
So it's not that you can wear waders and kind of walk around. There's no bottom. So I'd say that's the only forest. And I'm sure everybody else around the country. It's not easy hunting. We just don't know it. We don't know any better. We go other places, guys, side by side, right to the big line. This is how we hunt. This way we do it.
We gotta cover, we gotta brush the entire boat, you know? And that's just one of the bottom. That's the reason. Full boat with the brush. You know,
And it's not permanent. And it's not permanent. Right?
brush another one, or all over.
I don't really understand it, but whatever ducks did to us, we are really mad at them. I've been at a pinpoint with them poor little things did to us, but we really don't like them. And we're willing to do whatever it takes.
Well worth it. You think birds ever do anything to you?
Look, I love hunting. I love hunting.
See Paparita.
What do you think you probably hunted the most this year?
Rob selling chicken. Ain't gonna starve to death, right?
I get up on more of these guys. One morning, they lie.
Linger, that's what you just for one morning.
We gotta stay back and get the camera roll.
One morning might have been a fluke.
I mean, I hate when he sleeps in and you show back up and there's hot biscuits and eggs we both have in. Bad. Hot biscuits.
Did y'all have any hurricane scares this year?
No, just 5.
6. So one of the leases that we hunted last year was basically looking good. You know, totally wiped out the whole lease, all the grass, everything. The whole piece of property that we hunted last year, and did very well.
Some you don't.
800 acres.
Yeah, some you could only be able to run on mud boats. You could run an outboard engine after that storm. It was just wild. Probably the best
A
season
lot
of
of these guys pay
best
good money
season.
for that. There's nothing you can do about it.
And that
They can.
it says I'm at the fire station tomorrow. What's the best shrimp egg buffet?
Must be going to softball or something.
Talking about for lunch?
Tell them to go to A-Bass
A-Bass
Cafe.
Cafe. Best potato salad too.
fed. It's on the end of 311, right by the McDonald's and Civic Center. It's right close to the fire station. Please let us know we got our gift cards ready to pick up. Barrel 311. Know your word.
Scrolling through them right now. I know a lot of people sent in some questions earlier in the week.
Let's see. Essentials for duck camp ingredients. This is what I did earlier. We have in stock for while we.
Oh, that's a pretty good question right there.
Then I guess what's in your bag?
Yeah, I mean, just seasoned correctly, spiced blend that you can, whether it's venison or ducks or rabbit or squirrel, whatever you bring to the camp, those seasonings go a long way. Some type of fat, right? So whether that's vegetable oil or butter. The camp is only about generator power, right? And once we leave, the generator goes off. There's no refrigerator to keep everything cold and so on. So at our camp specifically, specifically, it's getting ingredients that are shelf stable, that can Sunday or whatever you go home.
And to add to that, for the whole group, what's spice do y'all find yourself using the most?
Blends of spiceology. Salt, pepper, and garlic. That's all you need.
That SPG blend for spiceology is legit. I mean, we've all come to really love that one. But I would say, yeah, change with raw is pretty.
What is the best dish that y'all cook at the duck camp?
Chicken wings.
Pig's
That's a little afternoon. It depends on what kind of dish. I mean, there's a bunch of different dishes that all.
Friday
of what we gonna eat.
to decide what we're gonna have for 3-course meal.
I would like actually for Blake to actually answer this question because his cooking out there is phenomenal. Yeah, he just doesn't give it enough credit. He loves putting bologna in the microwave and microwaving it. And when it
Gotta protect it.
So we go shoot spoonbills and here's bologna. There lies the story.
Never happened.
But I would say a long meal. That's what we cook, a few hours has to be the best thing. Long.
Take a few little drug line trips or something like that in between and break it up, but at the same time, that's possible.
Well, I would say that that's one thing probably about our duck camp that's probably different than deer camps or maybe other camps, other places. And we don't hunt afternoons. So once our so that's the fun part. The hunt's over where we clean our ducks, get done with that, eat lunch, and get the rest of the afternoon to do whatever you please. So we'll run some duck hunts. Y'all see the show that doesn't take all that long. So we get to cook all afternoon, jam some swamp pop, drink a couple cold beer. And we have a lot of good care business.
And another thing, you know,
Great. That's supposed to be the bloopers annual.
logging and fishing. It's the same deal, you know. We find out what we're gonna cook, we find out who's coming, and we find out what we're about to catch or kill. You know, that's duck camp. White
They're talking about brands of vehicles. For all y'all were like, what the hell is a white bird or a blue whale? Of course, there are such things, but they're specifically talking the brand of beer.
Yeah, we taught him well. One of us.
Well, we're a little over our time here, I think, but I wanted to, say to the people watching.
And also the feedback that I've received has all been positive. Been great. It's been uplifting. It's been, the editing and stuff that y'all done, y'all in has made us look way better than we really are, for sure. We just did our thing, and y'all just showed it to life. It's just been a great experience. It's something I would never ever forget the rest of my life. And while I'm here on that, I just want to thank both of y'all too, man, for plugging episode 2 of Memory. That means the world to me, and both y'all will probably never understand.
It was a great depiction of what really South Louisiana looked at. You know, this is what we normally do. This is what we do every week. The guys that hunt right next to us in Orange Grove and these other areas, they do the same thing. You know,
No act. It's Hey, yo, that's that damn option. Like a joke? Called it a VO. We thought that was liquor.
Sounds like that.
Yeah.
Jay, when's autograph day? I know you got your Sharpies.
Oh, sure. To get all the autographs, you have to go to both locations, and we really know y'all committed. If not, yeah. There's actually a lot of people outside right now. Paparazzi. I mean, it's been crazy. Thank you. This man helped us put it on. With the
Help us put all of this orchestration, all this together.
Thank y'all guys. No, Rodney. We appreciate it. JP, Daniel, Split Breed, Mossy, everybody.
thank you all so much. Thanks, Mossy, for putting this together. And
Yeah.
Mossy, go.
Yeah. And I would just say, guys, those who are listening, those who are catching this on the after that, 6 entirely, 3 of that out, 3 more to go. And again, just reiterate, thank you to all these guys at Mighty Terrebonne Distillers for being here on a, I don't know, what's the name? Wednesday? And thank you to Getty, Mossy Oak, Major Sparks, Spiceology, Split Read Media House for helping us put this together and bringing Duck Camp Dinners to life. 3 more episodes coming at you in the next week. And you'll find them all on YouTube and Instagram and Facebook. Do yourself a favor, just go on Google.
One more thing. We also have the recipes to all your cooking are available online. So just want to make sure people know that.
The more our recipes, the dish recipes.
That's right. That's a great point, Daniel. And a lot of people are asking me about the 3 recipes that have been on the first 3 episodes. We find them all on Split Read's Duck Camp Dinners page. The recipes are right there, black and white, along with all the episodes. So that's where you get it. Don't bother me about it. Go to Split Read Duck Camp Dinners page.
Duck Camp Dinner Season 1.
Happy Mardi Gras, guys.
Happy Mardi Gras.